So EdPuzzle is another great formative assessment tool, but its real talent in life is to convert videos to assessments. So as soon as you log in, what you'll have to do is set up your classes. And if you're using Google Classroom, this is really easy. You just click the button that says Import from Google Classroom. It'll show you a list of your classes that you have. You just place a check in the box and say Import Classes. Once your classes are entered into EdPuzzle, what you'll be able to do is search for some content. And you can either upload your own content. Under My Content, you would just click Add Content, and then you can upload a video right from here. Or you can kind of browse through some of the more popular channels. So EdPuzzle has its own. There's YouTube, of course, Khan Academy, National Geographic, there's TED Talks, Veritasium, Numberphile, or Crash Course, which is an excellent one for social studies and some ELA content as well. So here I'm going to go to YouTube, and I'm just going to search for Google Classroom. And when I find a video that I like, what I can do is either preview it by watching, or I can click the edit button to get started. So the first thing it's going to allow me to do is to crop this video down. So if I just need the first 2 minutes of this video, I can do that really easily by grabbing the slider and dragging it to the 2-minute mark. That'll allow me to just edit those 2 minutes and not have to worry about the rest of the video. So something else I can do is I can record a voiceover. So the voiceover will... Let me pause that. So the voiceover will allow me to completely speak over whatever is going on in the video itself. So that's a way that I can teach in my own style or using a different language or what have you. So I can do a voiceover. The other thing I can add are audio notes. So anywhere along the timeline, I can click and drag this marker and input my own audio note just by clicking the microphone icon. So now it's going to be recording my voice. And when I hit stop, I have a little voice memo right there that students can listen to when they get to that point. So I'm going to move my cursor ahead and I'm going to press play so you can hear what that sounds like.
Teachers, and Google has demonstrated its commitment to the product every year. An icon. So now it's going to be recording my voice here by pushing out.
So that was just a little audio note that students are going to listen to before they will continue on the video. The final thing, probably the most useful one, are the quizzes. So from the quizzes tab, what I can do is I can add questions along the timeline here as well. So if I want to drag my cursor along, I stop somewhere along the timeline and I click on the question mark. And then I have 3 different types of questions I can ask. I can ask an open-ended question, I can ask a multiple choice type question, or I can just pose a comment somewhere on this timeline that I would want students to stop and think about something. So here I'm going to pose an open-ended question. And I can choose to post some feedback here, or I can add a link to something. I can add an image that I can upload or grab from a URL. Or if I'm a math teacher, I might want to insert some equations using some special symbols and things like that as well. And when I'm ready, I click on Save. And what will happen is when students are watching this video, the video will pause and it will provide my students with a space to type in the response to their question.
No exception. We got some major updates.
When they click continue, they keep on going. And if I want to add another question later on, I can do so. So here's a multiple choice question. I enter the question here and then the choices below. And here I can choose which ones are the correct answers and which ones are the incorrect answers. And I can have multiple correct, but I need to have at least one correct answer. So we can add a bunch of different answers as well. I'm not limited to kind of the 2 that they give us or the 4 required. And finally, if I just wanted to put in a note, I can stop the video there and just drop in a note. That way when students get to that part of the video, I'll show you.
It's really going to provide kind of a snapshot and overview of activity.
The video will pause and you can drop a little kind of tip or hint for your students. When you're done, you click finish. And then it'll ask you if you want to assign that to one of your classes. So you can just check it and you can specify whether you assign now or later. And you can also set your due date there as well. All right, once you assign it in EdPuzzle, what you probably want to do is let your students know about it so you can post it to Classroom. And here you'll have the option to change the title, the directions, when it's due, what topic to put it under, and you can either assign it on the spot or you can schedule it for another date and time for it to appear in the Google Classroom classwork page. So one other thing is when you actually start receiving some of your grades from students that are completing the assignments, they will show up under your grade book, and you can see a couple of things. One would be if I click on the student's name, I'll be able to see the videos that they completed. I'll be able to see how much of the video they watched, what their kind of overall grade is, and how much time they spent on this individual video. And then as I go down, you'll see the open-ended questions are not graded. You can either mark them as wrong or correct, and you can give some comments. You can also override what was automatically graded and provide comments. And then you can see if students have not answered a question yet. It will go kind of question by question, which is really nice. So that's how you can look at some of the grades in EdPuzzle. Hope you enjoyed. If you have any questions, please let me know. Have a great day.